it's alright. I got mustard. I got mustard. And it's alright. I got mustard. I got mustard. I got mustard. And it's alright.
Hello and welcome back to Farming Simulator 22 on the French map. Right, so before I carry on with the episode, I just want to quickly point out these silos. So in the previous episode I got a comment asking me about these silos in general and what they do, how I placed them in, and just how to work them. So what I'm just going to quickly do is just show you. So these two here, these silver ones, are obviously different than this and this, but these two here kind of have the same feature, but you can put two different types of product in, I think. So that's the reason I've got these two. This one here is basically for solid fertilizer, and this one is for liquid fertilizer. Now, what you need to do is you go into the page that gives you all the equipment that you can buy and your own items, and at the bottom you've got construction. If you go into construction, you've got the silo extensions, but you've also got containers. Now, it's under containers, the ones that I've put in. So this one here, this liquid fertilizer, that's this one here. So you just place it down, and then you've got the steel fertilizer tank, which is for solid fertilizer, which is that one there. Now, what you need to make sure you do is the icon at the bottom there, where it's like a tip point, you need to make sure that's facing to you, not to the wall, because that's where you're going to take the product out. So it's important that you do have like access to that point. And then there's these, which are the Karma 16. They actually only are £1,000, which is crazy. So you can put one of these down. That's really reasonably priced. So yeah, £1,000. And again, tip point at the front. Make sure you have access to that. So what I'll do is I'll just quickly jump over here and I'll show you how you need to work them. So there's like a spanner icon here. If you go up to it, you'll have an option to put seeds or mineral feed in. This one's got some mineral feed in, 27,000 litres, and then this one's got seed. And what you can do is you can buy some and it'll just get straight, and it'll just get put straight in there. So there's 200 litres for 197 seeds, for example. And the same with this, you can just buy it and then it automatically goes in, so you don't have to go and fetch it or get it in IBCs. It's just on hand and it's pretty good. So yeah, that's the basic gist of them. They are included in the base game, so it isn't a mod, but there is a mod version that I found that holds lime, because I think that'd be useful as well. Right, so it's now September and the fields are all ready, like we did in the last episode, to start planting in, and we're going to be doing that in this episode, and we're going to get a bit of help from GPS, because there is a GPS out now, which is actually pretty good. I've always used the Wopster guidance steering mod, and this one was out on Farming Simulator 19, but I just never really tried it, and in all fairness, it actually is just as good, if not slightly better. But then again, it's probably just about preference. The guidance steering mod, GPS, by Wopster is pretty much the standard, and everyone uses it. But yeah, this is pretty good, and for the fact that it's out so soon, it really does help. So that is a bonus. So we're going to be using that in this episode. So I have got some extra cows. With them being so cheap, I did buy some more. The money has gone down a bit, but they're only £200, so I'm now up to 50 in this cow shed, which is pretty good. I've obviously got 20 that are at 3 months old, and then I've got a 30. And then I've got 30 here that are 2 months old. So there's not too much difference between them. But obviously the consumption of food has gone up. But it will pay off for us in the end, because 50 cows is going to give us a lot of money. It really is. So another thing that I was doing in between this episode and the last was this field got to the point when it was ready to start mowing. So I did some mowing in this field, then tedded it, windrowed it up, and we've got some hay. So I've got some bales of hay sitting in the field that we'll have to put away, but there is the other field to do still, but if we just have a quick look, you can see that first I need to put the grass on. There we go. So this one's still ready to mow, and this one just needs rolling now. So there is some work on that front, but I think priority is to get the crop in the ground. I still haven't decided what I'm going to be doing with field 39, but I don't know if just to do 2 fields of wheat, for example. I think I'm going to put wheat in the big field, but then I was also thinking that I could wait maybe for like sunflowers or something different along this line, sorghum. I do like the idea of trying a bit of sorghum, but yeah, I don't know, but we're definitely going to put wheat in, so we'll do that in this episode. Don't know if we'll have time to do the hay. We'll just see what happens, because we do need to put this hay away as well. We've got some rolling to do, but the thing that I am going to be doing first is I've been messing about with the greenhouses. So I don't know if you can quickly just see, but I have got 3 greenhouses. And I did do some strawberries, and they were firing out 150 litres a pallet. So we have got quite a lot of them now stacked up, and because I need the cash, it just made sense to try and make a bit of, just some quick money. Nothing major, nothing that's going to break the bank out or anything like that, but it's definitely going to be some good cash right now with us being so low. So I changed it over to lettuces. Now, I haven't paid for the water. I took it down to show you the map. There's about a point, probably around here, where the water is, that it kind of flattens out. So I just took the trailer there, picked up some water. So I did have to invest in this trailer and also in this trailer as well, which is really nice because it's an auto load, which does save a big job, because with these pallets, one by one, picking them up with a fork is, it's a big job. And I didn't think you could probably pick them up in real life with them being so... It is a pallet after all, and there is a few crates on there of strawberries. So I thought, what better way to help me out early on than getting a little bit of an auto load on there for the pallets. Now, I do like to manually load and unload bales, so I will be doing that still, but this is perfect for the pallets. So to get the money for all this, I did sell the stone collector that I had, so that gave me 30 odd thousand, I think it was, but now I've already spent all that. So like I said, I got this and that, and I also got a fork for a front loader just in case we do want to do that, and that is there. So I've spent a bit of cash, but what we're going to do first is we're going to go and sell these strawberries, and then I'm also going to go and sell my truck, because I started off with a truck and I'm probably not going to need it. So we have got 4,500 litres of strawberries in here, which is going to be hopefully a nice little bit of cash. But what I will quickly just do is we'll have a look at the price so we know where we're going. Wrong menu. Now I have heard that strawberries do actually make the most money with the greenhouse stuff, but there's more work involved obviously if you're picking up the pallets. Lettuce, it takes a lot longer. It's a better price, as you can see, 2,197 per 1,000 litres. But right now we can go to that location. I'm not going to try and pronounce that at all. It's the farm shop. Let's just call it the farm shop. So let's tag that location, and then we'll have a look on the map as well, just to make our life a bit easier. Oh, it's a fair drive, but it's going to be worth it for that extra bit. So what we'll do quickly, because I want to sell this, with it being, it's not going to get used really, and it'll give me some money, and it will help out. Now, I don't mind using a worker just to send it to the store, which I think isn't too far away. There we go. So if we just create a job, go to, tell it location. I'm hoping it'll be alright there. We'll leave him to go. It's probably going to cost us a little bit of money, but by selling that we'll also make some money. So let's just look at the map one more time just to get an idea of the best route here to go. So we're probably going to come left out of there, and I'll follow the main road. So it's one left, one right, another left, and then we'll follow that all the way. In fact, we need to cut across there. So as soon as you cross the water, we turn right, and then it's our first left. Some more deers in the road. probably should put my beacons on. So I'm going, well, beacon, single beacon on because we're obviously on the main road. Right, so I did decide to take a little bit of a different route, just because it makes more sense, with me coming back on myself the other way a little bit. And we can also get a nice look at the, I guess you'd call it a village. It's a bit of a village. Now, I don't want to miss the turning, so I don't think it's yet. No, it's not yet. We need to go past the village and up there. Now, I could have set the worker to do this, but I think it'd be good if I just drive around a little bit and try and see the map a bit more. With me being stuck on the farm all the time doing some work, it's nice to get out and try and sell some of these goods. But probably after this I will set the worker to sell any of the lettuces that come after this. Very close now. I have to say, this is a really nice part of this map. I just like how the fields are off to the sides. It's like the road's just in a bit of a valley really, but it's not a massive valley obviously, but it's definitely quite picturesque. Makes me think that where the farm is that we're on is it could be in a better place. It's struggling to get up this hill now a little bit, but we're nearly there. Probably the price has dropped by the time we get there. Let's hope not. And there we go. So we got 1,962, which has brought us up to 3,000. So I can't complain of that at all. And now all of a sudden, the tractor's got a lot more power. So what I'll do is I'll send this back. Hopefully it shouldn't have any issues, and I'll then jump over to my truck over there and we'll get that sold. So if we just put it probably about there, I'm hoping that's not into the shed. So this now is pretty much unused. The maintenance is full, so I'd be very surprised if we have a massive hit on the price of this. Probably should turn the engine off first. So 22,000, I'm happy with that. But if we repair it for £5, I wonder how much it will go up. So it's 22,601. So 22,606. So it hasn't really gone up that much. But at least we know now that if you repair it, it doesn't actually increase that much, which is probably about right. So do you really want to sell this vehicle? I sure do. There we go. So I'm now at 25,856. Obviously it's going to go down as this makes its way back. Right, so let's jump into the fence and we'll get seeding. So I did mention in the previous episode that I have swapped out the seeder for what I originally had. So now it's not got the cultivator on it, it's not a direct drill, and it should work out better for us. It's a bit wider as well, so it's going to be a lot easier to use. So now is going to be a perfect time as well to fill it with seeds, which is this second one. There we go. And it's already set to wheat, but we'll just confirm that. Yes, it is. So we're ready to go. So what we need to do first is unfold the seeder. I am looking forward to having the option now of using GPS. So I'll try and be as accurate now as possible to the side. I'll leave a little bit of an overlap as we start off. Right, so that should be fine. I think I'm pointing in the right direction. So what I'm going to do now is show you the mod called Vehicle Control Add-on. Now I'm going to just talk about it briefly because it's not just a mod that has GPS, but it is pretty useful itself, and it does offer quite a few things that I like a lot. Now, to bring up the controls, obviously you go to your main menu and then the keyboard controls, and there is quite a lot of them, but the main ones that I've been using is Control C just to open up the settings, and then the ones for GPS, Control W, and I've been using Alt W. That's it. So I reset the line guidance direction with Alt W. It automatically detects the width of the equipment I'm using. If there is an issue with that, you can obviously change it manually in the settings, which I'll show you. And then to activate and deactivate, you can press Control W, but if you turn your wheel like you do in GPS, it kind of automatically cuts off anyway, so don't really need to deactivate. But what I do like is it's got some cool features, especially one of them. So if I just quickly bring up the menu that's included with it, which is this. Now this is a dev build, just want to point that out. When it is obviously fully ready, it will come on the mod hub. Right now you can download the dev version, and like you can see, there is a lot of options. The camera in the vehicle can be changed, adaptive steering. I remember the mod adaptive steering as well, so I don't know if that is like that. I've turned it off because I don't want to get used to it like it and then go on multiplayer and kind of have a negative effect, because that has happened to me before. I do like this one as well, this lane guidance every 90 degrees. So if I'm taking this straight now up there, but then I get to the end, I want to turn left, it'll automatically snap 90 degrees as I turn, which is pretty cool. So I'll leave that on just so it shows you. But the main thing for me that I do like a lot is this draw marker of line guidance. So if it's inactive, it will show the marker. So it will show me where the lines are, where I'm heading, how big the width of the equipment is. But then as soon as you activate it and you go, it disappears, which I think is a really nice touch, because then it's not kind of breaking the immersion in the game. But then when you deactivate and you're doing your turn, you can see it again before you want to set up to come back up on the row. So I think that's really good. A lot of the settings here I've kept to default, and everything seems to be working spot on so far. So this is where you can manually change the width. So it's detected that it's 12. Now I guess that's meters, but we can just confirm that. You can press X as well on here and it'll detect the width, but I will just check that, and obviously you've got an offset here as well. So 12 degrees is what it's saying. So if we just quickly open up our equipment and have a quick look. So we're looking for cedars, and as you can see, it is 12 meters. So it's got that spot on. So all I need to do now is press Control W, and what that's done is automatically set from this point, and as you can see the line that I'm on, and it's going to keep that all the way down. It's got the same sounds as what you'd expect, so it's now off. Red means off, blue means on. That's just by pressing Control W. If I press Alt W, as you can see, it's turned itself off, and then Control W again. It works perfectly, it really does. Like I said, I think it's just as good. It offers exactly what you need for GPS. It's there's no difference really, and yeah, and it works a treat. So let's try it out. So I've turned it on and I'm going. Now what you'll find is in a second it disappears. Now that to me is a massive bonus. It really is. And now we've got the accuracy, we're not going to be wasting time by going over parts I've already been over. I can come back with the roller after I've planted this in, and it's going to work a treat. So definitely go and try it out. I will put a link in the description of this video for that mod itself if you're not using it already. But it really is making things already 10 times better. So we are consuming quite a bit of seeds, but we'll definitely last out. We don't need to do much else now. I'm just hoping I'm not going to miss out on this field here. So far so good. I'm right on the edge of that. It seems like the texture's worked out fine there. So what I'll do now is I'll stop it, turn it off, lift it, and then I'll turn. And as you can see, it's now red. It's turned itself off automatically. It's snapped 90 degrees as well, which is, again, is pretty cool. So it's noticed that I've done that, and now it's also noticed that I've turned. So all I need to do now is press Control W. And off we go again. And as you can see in the right corner there, just above where the speedometer is and all the information, in green there's some information. It's telling me my heading, the meter of the equipment I'm using. Green there's active, so GPS is active. If I just quickly stop and turn, it's gone back to white, and it's red as well. So if I just reactivate that, You can see that it's giving you quite a bit of information. But what I do like is I just think that is such a good feature, how it disappears. I really do. Instead of going into the menu and turning it on and off, because it is nice having it as you turn, because it's helping you out. Whereas in the guidance steering mod by Wobster, you obviously need to turn it on or off, and then it's on permanently or it's off permanently. So with this size seeder, we should fly through this. And originally I thought the seeds were going down quite quick, but it seems like they're not. So let's just have a quick check of the state of the field and how it's getting on. So you can see that it's planted, it hasn't missed any bits out. If we look at the fertilizer, it still just needs that there, but that's going to be an easy job. But we do need to roll over this. So what I am going to do now, perfect time, it's a bit of a montage of me flying through this field. And I'll even get the roller out and do a bit of rolling. And by the end of the montage, this field will be planted, rolled, so we've compacted the seed bed for that 5% buff. And then all we'll need to do is put some fertilizer on the ground at this top half of the field. And then it'll be job done. And there we go. That was actually pretty quick. That must have taken me about 40 minutes maximum to plant that field, and it is a big size field, and also do the rolling, so the whole field is ready. Just got to do some fert, but we've only got to do one layer and half of the field, but as you can tell, it's now fully compacted. We've got wheat in the ground. It's going to be a good harvest with the size of it, and if we fertilise all of it to the maximum, yeah, it's definitely going to be, hopefully, a good yield. It'll definitely be a good yield of straw anyway, so we'll have plenty of that. And I've been thinking about the straw, where to store it. But what I'm going to probably do in between this episode and the next is just have a little move around on my equipment. Not too much, just to make space for some straw bales in this barn here to the left, because I think that is probably what it was intended for anyway. And I have put a few sheds down. I mean, I haven't got space there, but the big space in there for the trailers, I could probably definitely make some room in there. And then the tractors that I've got parked there, and you never know, I could just park them out here in the open. And then this can be for straw and hay. We just need to find a place for these, which shouldn't be too difficult, but I will get that sorted before the next episode. And then in the next episode, we'll probably get the other field mowed. We'll also pick up these bales, and we'll do some more grass rolling to get the ground back to fully fertilised for the next time we need to mow, because we should be able to get another mowing, and if we do, that's 3 mows, and now that's more than I ever got on seasons from FS19. I could only ever get 2 cuts. But to get a 3rd cut, it'll be pretty impressive. It means that we're going to make probably a shed ton if we wanted to from silage or hay or anything like that. But I am happy that this field's in place. This is going to be my first proper big harvest on a well, it's not massive, but it's a big enough field. And I'll also have a good think about what to do with the other field over there, the smaller one. But I am kind of tempted to just maybe put some sorghum in. Sorry, I was going to say soybeans. So used to planting soybeans in FS19. Then again, we might do some soybeans. Who knows? I will get it figured out though for that field. And then hopefully soon as well, there'll be lots more going on. We need to keep an eye on the lettuce. Cows are going to be producing some manure and a bit of slurry. They probably actually produce quite a bit. Let's just have a quick look at that before I end the video. So we've got 6,400 litres already. And you can see that the pile of manure there is starting to pick up as well. 3,700. So again, pretty good. Let's just have a look at this. Now this is fermented as well, which is good. So it does ferment, and it did take some time, but we're now there. So this is 5,500 litres of silage in each bale. So on that note, I am going to leave the video there. Thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hopefully you have enjoyed the video. If you have, give it a thumbs up, because that really does help my channel out. And if you're new, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more videos just like this one on Farming Simulator.